So let's get into this and let's talk about Marvel TV, or exactly what is happening with Marvel TV and the lack of Marvel TV we're going to have going forward. This is coming from Variety, so take it as an official source that's very reputable, so let's get into that. So Marvel TV is rather interesting when it comes to the MCU. Yes, it's a part of the MCU, and like many of the TV shows, it doesn't necessarily get acknowledged by the big motion pictures, which again makes sense. But they have a consistent output. From Cloak and Dagger to the Hulu show that's in development like Glyph and of course Hellstrom, the recently cancelled Ghost Rider most likely heading to the MCU, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Runaways. There's plenty of Marvel content out there that's part of Marvel's output. Although it happens to be Marvel Entertainment, which of course is producing many of these TV series. On the other side, we have Marvel Studios dealing with films, but going forward, Marvel Studios is of course going to get their hands on TV series as well. And here is what Variety had to say from reports from their insiders and sources. According to multiple industry sources who have spoken with Variety, the perception through the entertainment business is that live action productions will mostly, if not completely, move away from Marvel Television, headed by veteran exec and producer Jeff Loeb, as Feige's unit ramps up production on its own Marvel series projects. So now you start to understand the scope of what is happening. Marvel TV, for a while now, has been headed by Jeff Loeb, and he's done a good job, in my opinion. Not all the shows have been home runs. You've had your Daredevils and you've had your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the last couple seasons, but then you've also had, like the downfall of Iron Fist and the abomination that was the Inhumans. But as Marvel Studios is ramping up to start production on more and more TV, you start to see that there is that disconnect that was there before that they don't want there anymore. And if they can get everything under one roof, one guy making all the shots and making everything reality, then it stands to reason that they're probably going to move in that direction. And if Variety is reporting this, I'm willing to believe there's more to this than just, random people out there saying, oh, my inside sources have said, which I always talk about on here and I give you guys my opinion on it. But when something like this comes from such a reputable source that breaks big details, like for example, that Spider-Man left the MCU, then he was back, you can probably take this at face value. And you start to see now that Marvel TV, most likely within the next 2 to 3 years, is going to get phased out, and it's all going to Kevin Feige. Now, whether that's good or not, I don't know. Personally, I would like a little bit more variety. I don't think Kevin Feige would have ever pulled off something like Daredevil, but that's just me.